What does administrative processing mean? A lot of our clients ask about that, and they really get freaked out when they go to an interview at the consulate and they see it in their record that you've been sent for administrative processing. Uh, and what's even worse is it'll show in their record that the visa was denied. And that really gets people freaked out. Again, my name is Charles Rather, managing partner at AmLaw Group, where we make your transition to the U.S. as successful, comfortable, and pain-free as possible. So this administrative processing, what's it about and why is it deemed a denial? Technically, it's considered the denial because you haven't been approved, right? So in the lack of an approval, it's kind of like a denial. Don't get freaked out about it. It's just a standard notation in your record. Administrative processing means they've got some remaining questions about your case after your interview, and they need to do a little research. The problem with that is it can take 2 days to get resolved. It can take 2 months, 6 months, sometimes even a year. It's crazy. There's really no limitation. And the only way you really can expedite things in the worst case scenario is if you want to go to court. And even going to court sometimes is not successful when you're dealing with the embassy because courts give a lot of deference to the State Department and the consular officers and generally defer to them unless it's some egregiously long period of time. I think we had a client once, they had to wait over a year. I mean, at that point, the courts will say, look, give this guy an answer, yes or no, but there's no sense in stringing him out all this time. Administrative processing really depends on the client, the situation. We cannot at all guess or tell you what's the most common reason why they might do it. It literally could be something as small as misspelling in your name, to something more serious if you have a criminal record and you didn't disclose this, or maybe there's something about your company. Maybe your employer is in under sanctions. Say if you're from Russia, that comes up quite regularly. It just depends on your country of origin, your factual situation, and what might be going on. Fortunately, if my memory is not wrong, and it might be, I don't remember any administrative processing scenario of a client of ours at an embassy that ended in a denial. Maybe once or twice, but I can't recall for sure, but I suppose it might have happened. So the vast majority are successfully concluded and the client gets the visa. Like I said, the only problem in the vast majority of cases, I shouldn't say vast, but in many cases, is that there's no limitations to how long it could take. So it could take 2 days, that's often happened with us, and it could take 2, 3, 6 months. I would say on average, administrative processing, maybe a month, maybe 2. But there is no guarantee that it's not going to take longer. So in any case, again, administrative processing isn't that scary. Most importantly, what you should keep in mind is when you do get an administrative processing, or if that's mentioned during your interview, try to clarify with the officer why they're giving that, they're sending you to administrative processing. That would help us, the attorneys, have a better understanding as to what the officer's thinking about. There might be some way we could maybe move things forward or provide some additional information that might move things along. So again, most important thing, try to get as many details as you can from the officer, discuss it with your attorney soon after you find out about this, and then work with him or her to try to get that through the process so you can get your visa as quickly as possible. Again, Charles Rather, hopefully this was of interest to you. Consider signing up, subscribing to our channel where we have regular episodes on this and other related issues for successfully moving to the United States.